Alright. The hell? I have no idea why the bus launching kicked me out of the game for a moment there. Ah, well. Oh yeah, I somehow completely neglected to mention this during the week, in spite of the fact that I've been streaming all week. Uh, this week, there was just straight up a groundhog that got into our store. So, in the middle of me having to do, like, 800 price changes, I've also gotta be... my entire shift, I just have to be on the lookout for a fucking groundhog. And you're just like, alright, if you see the groundhog, alert staff, that way we can, you know, bring the groundhog out of the building. Fucking roaming legendary. It is the furthest I think you can get from a roaming legendary is in fact just a fucking groundhog. Like, they are endangered animals, if I remember correctly, but, like, yeah, it was just funny, because it was a pretty large frickin' thing, too. Like, at one point we got it very close to one of the doors to, like, lead it out of the building. It was, like, beneath our, at the doors we have, like, these sets of, like, water jugs for people to buy. And it was hiding underneath all of those, and you just see it pop its head out, and it's huge. Don't think they are. Groundhogs are an endangered species, if I remember correctly. Frankly, I will be surprised if they are not. I could have sworn I remember them being endangered, so if they suddenly are not, that would be peculiar. I could have sworn my entire life groundhogs have been endangered. Jersey has a hunting season for them, so no. Well, Jersey is also terrible, so, you know, they could just be hunting endangered animals for fun. Have you considered that option? Oh, well, I guess I'm in the sky now. Hug stomping guy. That's a Simpsons joke. That's the snake whacking guy. I've never seen a groundhog in a Lowe's. Seems pretty legendary. I mean, I have not either, but we... And the fact is, with Lowe's, there are always animals in the building. That's just how it is. Like, if you look up in a Lowe's, there's going to be a bird. If you look side to side in a Lowe's, there's most likely going to be a mouse or a rat. That is just how it is. Like, yeah, that is definitely, like, a new one for it to be, a groundhog specifically, but just animals in a Lowe's, not uncommon. It's pretty gosh darn normal. God, that... The assault rifle is just not good. It just isn't. That is the closest I've ever been to a groundhog. Like, I've seen them out on, like... I've seen them out before, but it's always been at a distance. That groundhog was close to everyone, and was not happy about it, but at the same time would not lure itself out of the building. We're not... And the thing is, my Lowe's isn't even in a particularly, like, woodland area or anything. Like, it's pretty... It's in a bit of a developed area. There's not exactly, like, you know, a surplus of area around. Like, we're in the middle of a bunch of, like, housing developments. And this fucking groundhog just shows up. A little bit surprising. Girl, where did you come from? Probably why it was in the Lowe's. Didn't know where else to go. I was like, alright, I guess this is the closest to the outside we're gonna get. Girl's not expecting this. There is nothing more satisfying than using a rocket launcher point blank to kill someone. Lowe's is just the safari zone, yeah. I've seen quite a few different types of birds. Like, you know, you got your pigeons, you got your French fry birds, like all of those typical ones, like the small ones. I've seen crows in there. We've had an owl before. That was pretty cool. It came and went, so like it was never trapped. It just chose to be in the Lowe's. Which, as someone who works there, like, I don't know why you'd choose to go in there. Walk in Lowe's, commune with a deer. I don't think we've had deer before. We've had plenty of, like, stray dogs. I think we've had a cat at least once. Of course, lizards and frogs come in on our plants. Like, that's just what happens. Many a time, I've had to talk to a customer who's like, oh, like, I bought this thing of flowers and there was a frog in it. What are you gonna do about that? I'm like, you put the frog outside. We are not a pet store. We apologize. You bought produce. There's a good chance there's going to be a frog inside. That's how it is on this bitch of an earth. Like, you're telling me this is your first time getting flowers and your first time finding a lizard or frog inside? That just means that they weren't immediately found by the associates. Excuse me, I threw in a free frog and you're complaining? Yeah, kinda. That's... People will look for any excuse to complain, is the thing about it. What the hell? Okay. Feel like it's a frog and not a spider or some shit. Yeah, like, there are so many bugs and spiders and all of these things, too. Like, ma'am, is it your first day on the Earth? Like, I'm sorry to tell you, these things... Like, this is just what happens. Like... Like, I'm sure it's a little bit disconcerting at first, but, like, it's a frog. Like, it's not gonna hurt you. If there's a frog, it probably ate whatever bugs were in there. Yeah, that's true. You gotta remember that. Sometimes people are not familiar with things that grow outside. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. I don't know why... Like... Also, it's always fun when they ask that to me when I am anywhere but the garden center. I'm just like, I don't know about flowers. I'm just the person who puts up stickers. Like, I redo all of the stickers in the store every day. Like that's what I do. I do not decide the prices, which some people think I do. And I do nothing else. I know where some items are and can help you in certain regards, but they do not train me for whatever bullshit you are about to inflict upon my person. Like, can you help me with the specific model of toilet that was only sold in a Home Depot in Arizona in 2009? No, I cannot. That's my favorite thing. When they show me the Home Depot app as if we are not in a store that is painted entirely blue. Like, sir, are you sure you want to... is this the store you meant to be in? Sir, I have 200 more tariff prices to change today. Yep. You joke, but 200's on the low end right now. Like, this week it was like 900, 800, 500, 400, and today was 200. And it used to be like, I'd get like 100 a day. And then the dipshit hit the office, and oops, now because of dumbass tariffs, it's become exponentially worse. And that's before we even get into the seasonal stuff. Like that, we're supposed to get all of our Halloween stuff in like this week. So I'm gonna have a week of nothing but thousands. That's gonna be fun. Who knows, maybe they'll finally bump my hours back up for that. Well... Can that explode already? What universe do they think we are in that each individual store has a jester-like figure that decides the prices daily based on their foolish whims? Unfortunately, I think, unfortunately, like, I think COVID had a lot bigger of an effect than people thought it did. I genuinely think, like, people have brought up, like, the brain fog and stuff, but, like, I genuinely think that people may actually just be dumber now. Like, dumber and more inconsiderate. Like, I swear, customers used to be fairly, there was always going to be, like, problem people. And that's just how it is in any retail position. Like, there always has been issues. But it has gotten significantly worse since I started in 2019, 2020. Like, you used to have more reasonable customers than unreasonable ones. That is just not the case anymore. All the lead is catching up. That's also probably true. And the microplastics. I genuinely just, like, air to your brain is important. Yep. Correct. We do now have, like, an overhead... One of our overhead announcements is now, hey, if you are living in a house that was built before 1980, you should probably, like, consult a specialist before doing any, like, construction or paint work, because there's a high chance that your house contains lead paint. And my favorite thing is, whenever a customer asks, well, how do we even detect lead paint, I look at them and I tell them point blank that, unfortunately, the easiest and most effective way to test if something is lead paint is to lick it. I specifically tell them, do not do this, but it is the fastest way to detect lead paint if you do not have, testing equipment, because the thing about lead paint is that it's very sweet. So you can tell if it's, you can tell if it's lead if it has a sweet taste to it. The other way to tell if if something is lead paint, is if the paint is chipping, if it chips off in an alligator, like, scale pattern. And once again, if it is peeling off, you can also pull it off, and, like, if it is two different colors on each side, that is lead paint. Do not lick the paint. It is delicious. Do not lick the paint. The Roman Splenda, yeah. Welcome, Prime. Welcome back. Oh, by the way, I put in emotes, so I'm not sure if all of them were accepted. I haven't checked. But you guys do have emotes now. I was finally allowed to put in emotes. That's true. We do have the live Sneasel reaction. Hell yeah. Emotes and point redeem. Yep. Creepypasta escape. Yeah, we need to play more of that. For sure. That one was good. I liked that one immediately. We had to stop playing that solely because I did not want to do, like, just one game for, like, several hours. Like, we had to continue on, but, like, that is a game I am interested in going back to. Yeah, I am, currently still in the path to affiliate, but, as soon as I hit, affiliate, I will be able to make money. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. You guys are probably gonna get ads, soon, so... Sorry about that in advance, but also, I need money. Twitch is a bit silly. Yeah, that happens. The difference between the ads that you're going to see and the ads you have been seeing is that these will actually, like, help me not die. Don't mind as long as they support you. Thank you. I submitted 5 emotes. Are they all working? Hell yeah. The Atkins Pog is working. That's one that I had wanted to add for the longest time. There's another one that I was considering doing before, but I preferred the Atkins, which is, the Machop sprite in yellow, is what's it called? Is also a Pog. A lot of them in Gen 1 are, surprisingly. we play that game and it turns into the NES Godzilla creepypasta, I cannot save you. Looks like they're all working. Hell yeah. I don't know what NES Godzilla creepypasta you're referring to. I'm just thinking of the NES Godzilla game that's actually quite fun. And you get to play as fucking Mothra, which is awesome. Listen, we already had one creepypasta. Like, I think I've heard that mentioned before. Guess Peanut's probably brought it up before, in all honesty. I have a hard time remembering things. NES Godzilla creepypasta is a classic. The ending is silly as fuck, but the art that goes along with it is phenomenal. Fantastic. The one Godzilla creepypasta, I guess it's not a creepypasta anymore now that I think about it. The man in the suit analog horror thing, I thought that was quite fun. Like, I thought that was, like, actually a very interesting one for that. Like, you don't see a lot of variety in analog horror these days, and that one was quite good. The one issue with that is, of course, because it's based on real actors and real people, it uses people's real likenesses and names, which is never good for that sort of thing, and I generally do not advise people do that. It can be far worse. That is probably, like, the most tame of the examples. I know a lot of the FNAF analog horror ones use, like, real-life kidnapping victims and murder victims and missing people for their images, which is fucked up. And they should not do that. Yeah, it's messed up. It is incredibly bad. Oh, hell yeah. The frog shrine. Paint the frog. Yeah, but, the most notorious one, I believe, is, I think they're called Baddington, but basically, they have done a lot of messed up stuff, and I don't know why. Like, for a while, they were not in the public's good graces because they made up a hoax that someone was dead. Like, straight up, there was, like, because one of the FNAF, like, fan creators doesn't have any social media presence, really. And the dude just lied and made up the fact that they were dead and was, like, spreading that around for no reason. Probably don't do that. Yeah, everything about what this dude did is just shitty. That's why, like, it sucks. You kind of have to run a background check on pretty much everyone you follow nowadays. One of the frickin', one of the analog horror things that I've had to advise people, like, hey, don't follow this one, it's because the YouTuber, who's doing it, used to have another channel. They had to leave their old channel in the past because their display name used to just be a slur. And they are an incredibly racist and homophobic and transphobic person. So, like, I'm just like, hey, maybe don't. I think it would be better if you just didn't, actually. think that was like, I forget what series it was. The because this was a person that I used to follow before like they went off the deep end and became like a terrible person. I think it's the Marble Hornets person, Rob Gavigan. I know his name. I forget which thing he did. But yeah, do not at that one. 7 Chaos Emeralds of being a douche, also known as the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, you can send me the NES Godzilla. Do not mind at all. Also, I think it's funny that I bring up that person in passing. That is not even the one YouTuber I consider myself to have beef with. The one person I have beef with, I'm not ever going... Actually, I have 2. Oh, that's such a cool design, actually. I love that. Though, to be fair, I'm pretty... That is a Bionicle. That is a Bionicle face. Hold on. I'm going to quickly show that as soon as File Explorer starts responding. That is a Bionicle's mask. Like, it is. It's just a Bionicle's mask. Similar design, inspiration, very intimidating in the story, too. Interesting. Oh shit, that thing. Yeah, I've seen that before. I just didn't know what it was from. The final boss of RL Craft. He is scary when he opens his mouth. Interesting. I like these little robots. That's an attack in RL Craft that will insta-kill you even at maximum power. He has other forms that are less scary but still cool. Interesting. One of my favorite things, because now that I have my mind on YouTubers, is seeing, like, there are some, like, modern YouTubers that I actually, like, used to know. I won't name any names. I actually know quite a few of the... Back in the day, I knew them vicariously. Not vicariously. I knew them mutually through my sister. Because me and my sister used to play a lot of Minecraft servers together. So there are several Minecraft YouTubers that I know and I have talked to on Skype in the past. Of course, now that Skype doesn't exist, I can't prove that shit anymore, but oh well. Okay, that minigun did 26 damage point blank. That may be the worst weapon of all time. Fantastic. Terrific work. Oh well. What's with your family and knowing randomly knowing mildly famous people? Fuck, that gun is ass. Yeah. I know, listen. We know people that are more than mildly famous. We know, like, my dad knew all of the members of the band Cinderella. They actually used to live up in town. He knows the members of Heaven's Edge. Close friend, family friends with, several former Misfits, some current Misfits. Yeah. Everything's in Joyzy. Everything's in Joyzy. It's just how it is. Can't believe Obama comes to your family's Thanksgiving. God. Not true. Not accurate. Trying to think, do we know any... No, we don't know any politicians, actually. Was thinking about it. Oh! I was on the news once as a child. Probably good. Yeah. For the best to not know. But yeah, the thing with on the news, I was literally just in the background of a news broadcast when I was a child, because I don't want to get into specifics, but, you know, like, the news was at my school for an event once, and it was a thing where, you know, I was just in the background of one of the shots. On a talk show before, not as someone talking, but in the audience. That's pretty cool. I'm still 99% sure that Gesapine is actually a Mafia Harris, but that's neither here nor there. She has said nothing to disprove that, that assumption. I will not confirm or deny for my own amusement. That's the thing. You also commit to the bit, which does not help. You know what they say, nothing's more important than commitment to the bit. Sorry, I got a call. It's all good. Fine doesn't exist anymore. You're free. One more? There we are. Perfect. Well, that's not specifically what I wanted, but... Oh my lord, that's good. That is what we need, even. Got a useful mobility tool. I've got the rocket launcher that's actually quite good. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, I need to find that fucking minigun again, because I have quests that require it. Always commit to the bit to keep the tradition of court jester alive, as you should. Twitch streamers are just modern-day court jesters. We will debase ourselves solely for the bit. It's important. Fuck it and switch to PC because my phone just wouldn't work. That happens. I revealed my identity when I win Evo. Good for you. I wouldn't reveal my identity even if I won the presidency. That's the thing. I like being, like, relatively nameless and faceless on the internet. It just is so much nicer than just, like, having to deal with the mortifying ideal of being known. Not just the Street Fighter portion, like all 30 games at once on one controller. Shoot, that's a worse blaster. I hate weapons that, like, you can't refill their stocks. Hey, you can't spawn from nothing. Train rats to press all the buttons. The rats will learn to Daigo parry, as they should. Only after the rats have humiliated Justin Wong will you then reveal your identity. Because at that point, you know, like, that's when the Mafia wins. And you no longer have to worry about anonymity. How Mafia do it. They train the rats to do their dirty work. Why do you think you haven't seen any Mafia recently? And why do you think there are so many rats in New York? See, it all adds up. There's actually a compilation of every single time up to like 3 years ago that he has been Daigo parried. He's gotta just stop getting himself into this position. At this point, this is just like his own fault. "7 minutes long. That's a lot of parrying. At a certain point, he's gotta stop. It's his own fault at this point. Getting really rocked by a halucha right now. Hell yeah. Didn't even win Evo that year. I think he accomplished something greater. There's something more important than winning the battle, and that's to permanently humiliate their opponent. Make it so that Justin Womble will no longer be able to go out in public. Added the Daigo parry to all future versions of Third Strike. And once again, it's not even because if it happened once, it would just be a clutch moment. He's had this happen to him more times than most people have played matches of that game. Like, at this point, it's just his fault. He needs to stop. This is like a tale of hubris. Imagine your most embarrassing moment has been immortalized in every future version of the game. It's his fault. He should have just done better. What the fuck is that? What? Fuck it, I'm not playing Chun-Li anymore. He shouldn't! If it continuously happens back to back, that is no longer a coincidence. That is no longer, oh, I'm getting owned. It is a deliberate choice at that point for you to continue losing like that. You can't keep blaming it on other people. Like, that's just embarrassing. Outsped my entire team. Halucha's not even that fast. Was it Flying Gem Acrobatics? That famous Spider-Man battle of him putting the suit in the trash with Justin Womble and his controller. Also, I realize I keep saying Justin Womble, and that's the therapist from Scott the Woz. Fully aware of my hubris, and therefore it cannot affect me. Yes, correct. You have learned the one true fact, which is if you simply ignore it, it's not real. People forget this. You cannot lose if you simply do not allow your opponent to win. Plus, you have the benefit of being an entire swarm of mafia rats, so you're fine. That is terrible. Okay, so the hammer assault rifle is still good. That's good. So the new one is just garbage. That's good to know. If anyone would like to know my current opinions on the weapons, frankly, it's... don't use the assault rifles. The new assault rifles are garbage. The new shotgun is quite good. It's the best shotgun by far. Then they have the revolver shotgun, which is fucking... just use nothing but that. Just use that. No reason to use anything else. Only carry the new AR if I'm running double shotgun revolver. Yeah, it doesn't... Don't use it. It's bad. Even if it's your only weapon, it's better just use your pickaxe and swing at people. It does so little damage. It's ridiculous. This thing, on the other hand, is fucking stupid. The amount of damage this thing puts out is akin to the fucking Magnum from Halo. And I'm talking Halo 1. Did manage a legendary play. Oh, what happened? Modding a Wii was the coolest thing I've done so far. Oh man, I wish... You know what, at some point I'm going to have to get an HDMI splitter. Specifically so me and Ryan can do a stream of Smash Brothers Infinite, I believe it's called. Which is a version of modded Smash Brothers Brawl that has 900 characters. It is so much fun. By far, it is the best, the best. It doesn't actually have 900 characters, it just has a lot. And a lot of them are really fun and good. Pull a 3-bar super run, wake up after being knocked down by opponent's super, which hit, killed, and won me the set. Hell yeah. I love the fact that this game added the fucking, shit, I forget what it's called, but it's the one good weapon from Half-Life Opposing Force. Or actually, no, I guess the weapons in Half-Life Opposing Force are good, it's the rest of the game that's bad. They added the fucking squid gun that you can shoot. I forget what it's called, but it is so much fun. I love that weapon. Hopefully I said Half-Life Opposing Force and not Halo Opposing Force, and if I did say that, I am the dumbest bitch known to man. Okay, there we go. It finally did damage to a person. On one hand, I'm like, oh, it would be so cool to get like, Gordon Freeman in this update, because, you know, it would make sense, like, you know, these enemies are fairly Zen-like, but, like, also, it's Valve, so they're never going to put their stuff in this, except if it, actually, no, they like money. It's possible. Female characters have way more outfit customization than the guys. In Pokemon, yes. There is literally no reason to ever play as a male character in Pokemon. In Pokemon X, yeah. No, that just in general, in every Pokemon game. In my opinion, and my opinion when I was a like, I don't know, like, what, was I a 10-year-old boy when that game first came out? My thought was, hey, the guys should be able to wear skirts too, and dresses too. Because at that point, I was just a boy who wore dresses a lot as a child. Which meant nothing, of course. This could mean nothing, of course. Boy, in quotation marks, correct. What, y'all telling me you didn't roleplay as a female persona so frequently that you did it at school, like elementary school as a child? Y'all didn't do that? That's crazy. That seems like a you problem more than anything. Skill issue. Why I do replays with female characters? You should just play them as as female characters to begin with. If Anakin and Obi-Wan could rock skirts in the Clone Wars, who's to say anyone couldn't? That's fair. But at the same time, Anakin Skywalker did in fact invent the word transgender, so I'm not sure if, like, Anakin quite literally did invent transgender as a concept in Star Wars, so, like, I don't know. Like, they're probably not the best example for this one. I'm not saying estrogen could have fixed her, but it could have made it far more interesting. Obi-Wan is just, that's Obi-Wan. Like, you know. Funny, because he was also Space Jesus, too. Given that Jesus was a virgin birth from a woman, that means that, genetically speaking, he would have to be a direct biological clone of his mother, which means that Jesus was also transgender, so, yeah. Canon. Shit, they have the high ground. Oh my god! Okay, I think they may have fucked up the hammer assault rifle somewhere along the way. That's stupid. Calm down here. Please? God, it's so ass. It's so ass. Oh my god, that minigun is fucking terrible. It has no accuracy. It has no damage. All it has is it just has a lot in its clip, and that's not enough. Didn't even pop over. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like that, it's terrible. Speaking of terrible, they butchered this skin. Like, it's not that bad in game, but like, that is not what the survey skin looked like originally. It's just sad. Oh shit! Hello, Power Rangers. That is sick. Have a good one. Thanks for coming in. Oh, I might have to get the Yellow Ranger. I always did love, Trini. I might have to get the Yellow Ranger. And the Pink Ranger. How much is the full set? 36? At that point, I might just have to get all of them. That would be cheaper. But I do appreciate the fact that I've actually met one of the guys who played the green/white ranger, Johnny Young Bosch of Broly, and whoever the fuck else he is. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I was never the biggest Power Rangers fan, however, I always gotta respect a classic Japanese, like, practical fighting thing. And these guys have crossed over with Godzilla enough that you gotta respect them. Wait, hold on. Yes, it literally works like the arcade game where you would actually swing with the fucking bow. That's awesome. Shit, that might be a requirement. I love stock footage. I also love stock footage. I am a fan of Power Rangers. Not the biggest fan of Power Rangers, obviously, but they've always been pretty damn cool. They get every dollar I have when I can give Sailor Mercury a gun. It's entirely possible they could get Sailor Moon. That's a possibility. I need to check something. I will say, Power Rangers has actually, like, messed with my vocabulary because the like writers for Power Rangers, like the directors and stuff, were Jewish, so a lot of the phrases are like translated Yiddish, which is where a lot of slang actually came from Power Rangers because of how popular it was. Just like the Oiga Vault and things, where you hear people say that, it's most likely because of Power Rangers. Imagine if they fucking made a Sailor Moon, like, Power Rangers equivalent. Like, they took stock footage of different, like, magical girl shows and made Sailor Moon live action with it. That would require there to be live action magical girl shows, though, which unfortunately there is not. Sailor Moon had a live action version. Yeah, one episode. They made a pilot for it. Like that's where my brain like came up with it. It's the fact that they tried to kind of do that. It would have been neat. I don't think it would have been as good as just the anime, obviously. However, it would have been cool. Got a full 49 episodes? I'm thinking of just like the American-made version, though. I think. I didn't know there was another live-action Sailor Moon. Japan had a live-action adaptation. You know what else had a live-action adaptation? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. One day I hope we get to see that Phantom Blood movie. Deploying the Wikipedia page. Hell yeah. I want to see that Phantom Blood movie, even though it's apparently very bad. I just, you know, I have to see it. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I own a fucking animation cell from the OVAs. And the original sketch art. It's me, John JoJo. So, JoJo. They call me the JoJo Joe. So John JoJo Joe. So that would be JoJo. You are walking into this one. Circling back to Jesus Christ, canonically the first JoJo. Yeshua, son of Yosef, Romanized Joshua, son of Joseph. Ergo, JoJo. It's like Guilty Gear, the more belts, the more shows, even more power. Hell yeah. Though actually, in JoJo, if you add enough more belts, you also become more powerful based upon the design decisions. That might also just be because everyone in JoJo is designed what people in the 90s would refer to as a metrosexual, which just means they're gay and look presentable. Where the hell did they get the word metro from for that? That just doesn't even make sense. You just saw gay people on the street and you were like, well, that, I guess. This is just, you know... Gotta put those words together, I guess. We're naming things like a Pokemon now. The art of making one is simultaneously the lamest and coolest designs possible. Yes, correct. As it should. That's probably just because of the JoJo roots as well. You cannot tell me that Guilty Gear is not directly inspired off of JoJo. Like, everything from the batshit insanity and the powers and everything, yeah, that's someone's JoJo fanfiction. Once again, it is time for me to attempt to kill people with a minigun. 3 people in one match? That's fucking insane. There is no way. I was like, oh, if it's only 3 in general, that shouldn't be too bad. 3 in one match? You are out of your gourd. Literally in a constant state of JoJo posing. Same. It's incredible to how this day only one game has ever done miniguns properly, and that's Team Fortress 2. Because for some reason the ability to, number one, make that miniguns fun to use, fun to fight against, and not overpowered and not dog shit. Very hard balancing act for some developers, for some unknown reason. The one thing TF2 has programmed correctly? No. There's actually this one minigun that's known as the Huo Long Heater. And, its entire purpose is to deter spies as heavy by having a ring of fire around you. Unfortunately, the spy can jump over that ring of fire, so it was not thought through properly, and if you want programmed things incorrectly, the Natasha is a minigun that trades off damage and firing speed for the ability to slow down enemies. Now, the thing about that is that anything that slows you down in Team Fortress 2 can be negated very simply. Because for some reason, the geniuses at Valve did not consider the fact that most people, when playing a first-person shooter, use more than the W and S keys. So if you strafe at all, it negates the slowdown. And you know what strafing is? It's pressing A and D on your keyboard. So the Natasha is just, like, it doesn't work as a weapon. It's the same reason the Sandman is garbage. Anything that has slowdown, other than, like, if you are being blasted by a turret, just does not matter. Because you have to be locked on the entire time. Jump backwards in any Source game, gain infinite mobility. Yeah, exactly. Literally, they have never learned how to not break this basic movement. Which is good, because I don't want them to change movement. But at the same time, just goes to show their amazing, prowess with, developing shit. Oh my god, that is so bad. Like, did you see how minuscule that damage was at just the slightest of range? And it's so inaccurate. I don't understand. You have, like, it makes you slightly slower, too. So, like, it's a whole-ass mess, this weapon. You would think a triple-barrel minigun would be neat, but unfortunately, it's like, you know how the turrets in Portal, they don't fire the bullet, they fire the bullet casing? Hold on. Did you see how much I fucking sprayed that previous person? Like, what the fuck? Oh my, that's so bad. That's so bad. Epic. I want to... I'm gonna go back and see how long it took to... That person was already fighting someone, too. So I'm gonna go into the clip option. I want to see how many seconds it took to kill that one person. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 full seconds of spraying a minigun point blank with every shot hitting, and it just barely killed. Fucking Christ, what a nightmare. Guys, we gotta Epic, you gotta stop. We gotta stop. Gotta stop with that. That's ridiculous.